Hey, good evening, everybody. I am coming to you tonight with an urgent plea. First and foremost, this is my last resort. I have literally exhausted every other opportunity, so I am counting on the power of the internet to help me leave the bad in 2025 and find the light in 2026. And the only way that I can do this is with your help. I have two requests, and either one of them would be a huge help to help me move forward and to help me put this problem aside. First and foremost, it has been 2 years in January since I have reported the domestic violence and the issues with my still legally married husband, unfortunately. And the AG's office has completely and totally dropped the ball. They have been not responding. They have not done what they said that they were going to do. They have not even questioned the suspect in 2 years because they can't bother to even try to find him. They just don't care about this case. After about a year and a half, they finally put me in front of the grand jury, and I completely believe that they did it just to say, we did our due diligence, we're done. They completely screwed up the case. They did not bring the evidence that they needed to the grand jury. What they told me strictly not to talk about in front of the grand jury was the exact same questions that they asked me in front of the grand jury, I think to stump me and to make me look foolish. And last and not least, the person who was questioning me at the grand jury sat back in her chair, crossed her arms, and said, you can basically sum up this case as a bunch of drama. Well, her drama is my nightmare. They never even let the grand jury make the decision. The people who supposedly put this case together made a decision. My ask was to have an in-person conversation with the Attorney General. I was told that they did everything that they possibly could. The Attorney General believes in everybody that he hires with no questions asked, and I am not going to have that meeting. They are blocking my emails, my phone calls, and my in-person attempts to get a face-to-face with the Attorney General. I don't believe he knows the true story. He has always been kind and generous to my face, and I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. But the people who make the appointments are the ones who are blocking me from meeting with him. Put it this way, if you have done everything that you possibly could in your job, why are you so afraid of me talking to your boss if you've done everything right? Because they know that they screwed up, and they know that they broke promises, and they know that they did not do their job. So my plea to all of you is anyone who knows the Attorney General, Peter Nerona, personally cannot go through the office. Please tell him that I need to speak to him face to face. If I cannot get justice for my case and there is no path forward, how does others in my community get justice? With 80% of the domestic violence cases being elderly and disabled, why are you not hearing about these cases? Because the ball is being dropped and they don't know what to do with us. Our shelters are not accessible. They do not have lawyers for us. They do not know what to do with us. I have never even once had a domestic violence advocate in my corner. They gave me one 2 hours before my case. She showed up the morning of my case, and I've never heard from her since. What the hell did she do for me? But nothing, because they don't know how to handle these cases and they don't know what to do. So my very first plea to all of you is if anybody out there knows the Attorney General personally, please tell him that I would like to speak with him one-on-one to have a conversation of one, figure out how we can get justice for my case, hold the Attorney General's office accountable for their screw up, and to give my community a path forward going forward. My biggest plea is the second one. I am legally married to a man named James Donald Pedersen. I don't know where he is. I don't know if he's alive or dead. And I am living in fear, for this man has threatened my life. I've had domestic violence done against me in the worst ways possible, and even have him on tape admitting what he did to me. He needs to be found. I have heard that he has been thrown out of many karaoke bars from Mass, Rhode Island, and Connecticut for inappropriate actions towards women, which does not surprise me. but what this man did for a living was deliver oxygen and hospital beds to people like me in nursing homes and in their private homes. If the AG's office is not doing anything with my case, do you think a nurse that is short staffed is even writing up those reports of people? So in the comments below is this man's picture from when he was okay to the last known pictures of him, which he looks absolutely terrible. If you have seen him in your home, if you have seen him in a nursing home, if you had worked with him, about in 2024 on August 9th, I received a phone call from a hospital in Rhode Island telling me that he suffered a massive stroke. By the time I got to the hospital, the family and the latest girlfriend blocked me, lied to the hospital, and I had no access. They called me half a person, and I had no access to my husband, who I am the emergency contact of. Not that I want to sit by this man's bedside, but I wanted to sign over all of my rights to his family. Right now, he can come after me. He can come after my house. I am still tied to this man legally, and I don't even know if he's alive or dead. A woman who is married, their marriage license should have some weight, and the hospital made an error in judgment without even talking to me because I was in a wheelchair and disabled. Not acceptable. This man was left for over a year since I reported to not even being questioned with a plethora of victims. I know there are others out there that he did this to. So if there was a complaint, if there was anything, if you saw this man, if you know where this man is right now, if you see him in a karaoke bar, because I know that's his go-to, he loves to do that. Anywhere, Rhode Island, Mass, or Connecticut, or if he is still in a coma in a long-term facility, I would suspect he would be in somewhere in Massachusetts, which they're causing medical fraud if he's on medical disability, because I know his job dropped him from medical since he was on the job at a bar when he took the stroke, supposedly. They dropped him from medical, so if he's on mass medical, it is fraudulent because his house is here in Rhode Island. I am his medical contact, I am his legal wife, and I am not being consulted on any of this. So again, if you know that this man is in a long-term care facility, if you're a nurse, if you're taking care of him, if you've seen him, again, his picture is down below, what he looked like normally and what he looked like in the last year, and the last known pictures I have of him is in 2024 that I received off the internet from somebody. This man needs to be found. Again, he's a predator towards women, and he's definitely a predator towards the disabled community for what he did to me and the customers that he got to work on. If you know this man, if you know where he is, please come forward. If you were in a bar ever with him and he was inappropriate, please reach out. Please be part of the case. Please help us bring this man to justice and let me stop living in fear. It's been 2 years and I don't know where he is or what he's doing, and I don't want to live in fear anymore. I want to leave the negative in 2025 and move to 2026. If he's alive and well somewhere, I can divorce this man and be done with it and be over with it. If he is in a coma, then whoever is lying about him be held accountable and then sign over the rights to his family so I can never be come after for things that I had nothing and no control over. I want my life back. I want to move on and I want to be free. If I can't get justice from the AG's office, I at least want to be free and move on with my life. But it all starts by finding where this man is and the state of what this man is in. He is not a good man. Again, many domestic violence things threatened to take my life, which he could do very easily since I can't walk, and he could take my wheelchair away from me. And two, I know he's been thrown out of several bars for inappropriate actions with women. So if you can make a case, if you know him, if you know anything, please reach out and help me leave the negative in 2025 and have a light and a path forward in 2026. Without your help, this is not possible. So with everything that's been happening lately, I am counting on the power of the internet to help me with these two things: get a face-to-face with our Attorney General and find this man so I could have a path forward. I'm leaving in your hands. My email is down below, ramptina@yahoo.com, or if you can, message me on any one of these social media outlets. I thank you in advance for helping me and giving my community a path forward and letting people know that the disability community and the elderly matter. And even if cases weren't reported, they were still happening, and we need to hold people accountable. Thank you. Have a great day.